This is my message to all intelligence agencies, the FBI, and so on and so forth. The recent persecution I have been through has made me lose respect for you. Edward Snowden, who worked at Booz Allen Hamilton as a systems analyst, revealed a lot of information that was disturbing. And one can only imagine the deeper implications of these revelations. I urge you to be more proactive in your regulation of your employees and your contractors. People who work for the government have been abusing their positions in a concerted effort to persecute people that they don't like. In my case, political dissidents. I have filed reports with the Santa Clara County Sheriff Department and the Internal Affairs Division of the San Jose Police Department, all to no avail. It is rather disconcerting to see that someone such as myself, who has gone through so much in the past years with misdiagnosis and just all that I've been through, trying to make the world a better place. My last diagnosis was a psychosis, possibly related to marijuana. And the doctor added that he believes that maybe there's nothing wrong with me at all, and that perhaps I just needed to quit smoking marijuana. And I did. Before that, I was given a diagnosis of schizoaffective. And the reason for that diagnosis was that I said that secret societies were persecuting me. Since then, members of secret societies, on recording, in comments, and in person, have overtly admitted to persecuting me in a rather noxious and odious manner in some cases. Why have you denied me my rights as an American citizen? Why am I being treated so unfairly? Why are thousands of Americans being persecuted while you do nothing about it? I have been placed under attack. Been sexually assaulted. There have been attempts on my life to run me over. People have flat out told me that they intend to intimidate me. I've received some badgering from people that have noticed what is going on, making it slightly difficult to tell what is going on. But that does not excuse nor cover up the obvious. People who are part of closed societies, of networks of friends, shall we say, are giving me a hard time, and to make matters worse, you have taken my gun rights away from me. I have been threatened by people who are carrying guns, and I'm not at liberty to say who they are, because I do not consider myself a snitch or a rat or an informant. But I do think that this has gone on too long, and they've gone too far. The Santa Clara County Sheriff Department has participated. The Rangers have participated, smirking at me as they drive by, sometimes waving at me when I have no idea who they are. Nor should I. And I'm sure other government workers who I cannot identify have been part of this as well. I suspect perhaps private investigative agencies are part of this. Former FBI agents, former law enforcement, former CIA perhaps. But their access to technology and their vast resources has made it quite clear that either the government is behind this, or private corporations, or very rich individuals who have some kind of a confederation Therefore, there should be a money trail that can be easily traced. I see this as my government betraying me and turning a blind eye, and not lifting a finger to do anything about it. You know very well from my phone records and from the people I've interviewed that you have many people that you can contact. And I will put their contact numbers in the comments if you do not get back to me. And I will leave them open for anybody to call them and give them a hard time. But if that's what I must do, then that's what I will do. You should interview these people and get to the bottom of it. And you should make it very clear that it is a serious offense to mislead investigators. And most of these people are very weak-minded, and they will break, and they will spill the beans if you do a reasonable investigation and practice due diligence and arrest people for obstruction where you see fit, where they deserve. You are supposed to uphold the law, not uphold the laws of secret governments, covert operations, people who abuse their authority. America is supposed to be a place where you can freely express your views. I've done so. And I'm being persecuted for my political beliefs by private interests that have to do with mental health. I've identified some of the people as employees at various mental health institutions who are harassing me covertly, if you will. At several points in my life, it led me down a dark path where I felt that perhaps, extremism and even terrorism were a logical solution, since my government obviously is allowing this to happen or is blatantly taking part. So, with everything considered, the constant threats to my life, the covert drugging, every day my room is gassed. Even right now, I feel lightheaded. I have the signs of gassing. And if I was to call the poison control center, whatever it's called, I'm sure they wouldn't care at all. They would say, well, why don't you move? And I'm sure if I moved, that this problem would follow me. There are thousands of Americans who report this, and there's no way we just all happen to suffer from the same delusions. There are patents on the technologies. Lockheed Martin is about 45 minutes away. A lot of these, I live by the Bay Area. A lot of these technologies and technological institutions and government, the Silicon Valley, people that are, the government outsources projects to, they're all around. What I'm saying is similar to somebody who lives in South Central or Compton, saying that gang members are harassing them and threatening to kill them and breaking into their home, and that you pretend, and then the government turn around and pretend like they're crazy. Well, he must be schizophrenic. What are you talking about? These institutions are all around. For you not to investigate into this says to me that you are complicit, just as complicit as the Santa Clara County Sheriff Department, just as complicit as the Santa Clara County Mental Health Services, and that you thoroughly intend to keep abusing your authority and not doing your job. And if that is the case, then I have to take justice into my own hands. Am I supposed to sit here and wait for them to sexually assault me again? Wait for them to steal more of my stuff? Wait for them to maybe shoot me next time? Last time they brandished a weapon and you've taken away my gun rights. Am I supposed to defend myself with knives from criminals with guns who are collaborating with law enforcement? And this has happened historically. How many cases do we have of criminals, especially in jails and in correctional facilities, collaborating with prison guards and law enforcement to bring in drugs. And their staff, including mental health staff. I mean, this is not unheard of. This goes on every day all over the country, and especially in California. The collaboration of criminals and law enforcement and groups, political groups and hate groups that consist of cops, robbers, pedophiles, rapists, killers, and so on and so forth. This is going on. And I'll give you 1 week to address it. And after that, I will assume that my country has absolutely betrayed me, and I've given them every opportunity to do something about it. And that they intend to drug me, even though I have studied psychiatry for 20 years, and I know exactly what is in my best interest, exactly what makes me function and what doesn't. Off medications, I can do everything from reading to sports to studying. You know, my attention is better. There isn't a single thing that I need help with. But yet, I'm persecuted by mental health staff who seek to provoke me back into the psych ward. And I have the testimony of somebody on recording in one of the videos I'll put in the comments saying flat out that they were asked to provoke me to go back to the psych ward. So, in this next week, when you fail to do your jobs, and I am forced to take justice into my own hands, what will you tell the people? That I was crazy? Or that it was logical? If, say, a black man in the South, was being harassed, and threatened, his wife threatened, his children threatened, his family threatened, by Ku Klux Klan people who included the police and judges and psychiatrists and so on, should you just wait till he's killed? Would you wait until you're killed? Would you wait until you were sexually assaulted again? Would you wait until your brother was assaulted again? What would you do? What would a sane man do? We can talk about religion and philosophy, but let's stick to what is practical. Let's keep it simple. What is practical to do in this situation? To let yourself be victimized? When you are attacked in your own home, does it not become a matter of self-defense? And when you cannot defend yourself from the attackers because of how they are doing it, then what is the logical course of action to undertake? While you sit there and you defy everything this country stands for by turning a blind eye, keep in mind, I gave you a week. I resisted the urge to become a terrorist several times, as that was the only logical path to travel. Will you play me out as a crazy person when I make this the second to the last video that I'm going to post? And this is the last video that I'm going to make. So therefore, it's a very logical state of mind that I'm in. Very rational. I'm sure if you really turned up, the volume really high, you might even be able to hear the vent going. And every time I close my door, the taste of drugs on my tongue, the feeling of being drugged, the changes in mental states, the stiffness of muscle, the sore throat, the troubles breathing with my respiratory system increase. It's very obvious what's going on here. You have 1 week to do something about it.